So we know that the mind is just doing its thing. Computers are programmed with code, right? They call it code. There's different kinds of code. Well, your brain is like a computer, and it's programmed. It's coded. Your code, your computer language is English language. What's the difference between English language and computer code? Anybody here ever read computer code? It's just letters and numbers and words, and it's just like letters and numbers and words that we think and be in our minds. Code is code. And people around the world have different code, speak different languages. The distinctions are different. The words are different. The perceiving is different. I think I've heard in Alaska they have like, I don't know, 100 words or something nutty for snow. So they experience snow in a way that you and I can't with our 3 words, with our different coding. Am I making sense so far? Are there any comments or questions so far? Okay. You've said, possibly even today, that my mind, my mind, I can't get my mind to settle down. I can't get my mind to cooperate. In your own rhetoric, in your own words, there is a my, and that my has a mind. And they're not the same thing. In your own words, you know this. Now the mind is easy because the mind is always the one making the racket and, the constant thinking and all this other stuff. Very easy to identify the mind. But what about the one that is aware of the mind? What about the one who is saying my mind? What about the one that is separate from the mind? Can you see that there are really 2 things there? That there is the racket in the mind, and there is that which is aware of the racket in the mind, and that they're not the same thing. Can you see this? If you're new here, you're jumping into a class that's been going on for years. So you're right in the PhD program. Okay? So if you're not recognizing this, that's okay. Again, this is repetitive learning. You need to hear this over and over and over again, because I am just taking a sledgehammer to your world. And I am just busting it up, and your mind is not going to like that. I'm going to do it very gently and very lovingly. I am going to demonstrate to you that, that the way that you have been perceiving has not been at all clear or accurate. What you believe to be you is not you. What you believe to be real is not real. Your mind's going to hate me for that. Because you're going to have a little bit of an identity crisis. And there's going to be lots and lots of resistance. Most likely. But what I'm asking you to let go of is your confusions. And the source of your suffering, which is your confusions, which is your misunderstandings. It's hard for me to relate You know, I've been hearing this rhetoric and now teaching this rhetoric for so long. Sometimes I sit and I wonder, what would it be like to hear this for the first time? You know, like I would probably think that I was crazy. I try to present this in a way that makes me sound not crazy. I don't know how good that goes across, but 50, yeah, you know.